Golden Straw. Chapter 6. Years passed and our first child was born. He was beautiful. He had my brown eyes and his father's soft blonde hair. We both knew that there was no way we weren't going to fight to keep him. He was ours. The day he was born, we doubled the guards in every room. We even set him between us during the night, afraid of what might happen to him if we left him anywhere else. When he was nearly 1, the wizard arrived from the shadows of the room we had finally decorated for our son. I picked my baby boy up and hugged him to my breast as I watched the guards surround the skinny man. He cackled. "This is how you treat an old friend, lassie. You are not my friend. Friends don't ask for your firstborn child. Is that so? All right then, friend. Let's make a deal. If you can guess my name, then I will let you keep your child." Liam burst into the room just then. The man grinned over at him and waved like they were truly old buddies from the past. "Another deal? You think we're falling for that?" Liam said to the man. "Fine then, I'll take the child by force," the man shrugged, quickly throwing a glass bottle at one of the guard's feet, turning him into a rat. Liam pulled out his sword and ran at the man, but I stood and shouted, "Stop. We agree." "I agree. Give us some guesses though." Everyone stopped where they were. The man grinned and said, "I'll give ya a better agreement. Ya have 3 whole days to look for names. On the 4th day, I shall come again and you get to read them off. As many as you want." Then he was gone. Liam looked at the guards remaining, searched throughout the land for possible names. "Report back here when you can no longer fit space in your mind or write down. Tell the others the same thing and the servants." By the 4th day, we gathered millions of names that would take a whole day to read, if not 2. Surely out of all of these names, one would be the wizard's. We waited in the throne room for his arrival. While we did, some citizens came in and added names to the list. Eliza was one of them. I don't have much, and I didn't even discover it, but my husband heard a really strange name on his trip home. He was resting in the woods, in a hollowed-out tree, when he heard someone singing. It was faint, but he thought he heard the person sing that their name was Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know if it was him, but it's sure one of the strangest names I've heard. "Thank you, Elle," I said. She smiled and bowed to Liam and me. After that, she went along her way. Liam and I were left with our child and the guards, awaiting the man's return. I didn't wish for him to come, but I wanted to end this as quickly as possible and know my son was safe. Finally, the man appeared right behind our thrones, making my skin crawl in discomfort. The man chuckled as he came in front of us. He eyed our list, scanning the names with a smug smile. I really didn't want to know why this man wanted my child. "Let's begin," he said, still smiling. Liam looked down at the list and started to read it off. Bryce. Nope. Mark. Nah. Dante. He shook his head while sking. Liam sighed, Tristan. No. Zachary. Nah. Clinton. He laughed, this will take a while. Yehuda. Hee, that's a nice try. Liam got annoyed and then listed 7 different names, Hendrix, Zeke, Franco, Valentine, Hugh, Quentin, Cohen. None of them. I looked down at our list, there was still a lot more to go. There wasn't any way his name wasn't on there unless it was something like Dirt or Mud, but that wouldn't shock me. Those fit his character well. Hours went by. Name after name after name, all getting shunned. Soon the list only had a few more names on it. Once everything on it had been read, the man gave us a toothless smile, something I hadn't noticed before even when he smiled so much. "Any names on the top of your head?" he asked, inching his way closer. "Dirt," I said. He coughed, "How lovely. I wish that was the case, my dear." "How about Tucker?" Liam asked. The man made a buzzing sound. "You already asked that one." He looked out the window, the sun is going down. You better get it quickly. I glanced at Liam, then remembered that Eliza had given us a name. That name, the one we got from Eliza, did you write it down? Liam shook his head, there wasn't any room. I racked my brain to think what the name was. The man started clicking his tongue as time ran out. Liam started shouting out some other names, objects even. It was no use as the man denied every one of the names. Then it clicked, the name, I remembered. I stood to my feet, handing my son over to Liam, and approached the wizard. He glanced at the window, your last guess. I hovered over him and said, is your name Rumpelstiltskin? The confidence and cockiness drained from his eyes. Through gritted teeth, he said, it is. Aren't you lucky? I couldn't hide my relief or my pride. You're always welcome to call us friends if you wish, Mr. Rumpelstiltskin. But may I ask why you wanted our child? The man looked up at me. Perhaps I was lonely, he said coldly. Liam stood to his feet. There are other ways to fix that. Be gone. And never come back. If you do, I'll be forced to think of the likes of my father. Before the man left for good, he hissed. Then he disappeared. Once he was gone, I ran to Liam and my beautiful baby boy. I kissed them both. Liam hugged me tightly and then patted my stomach. How's the other one doing? I glanced at him, shocked. How did you know? I barely found out this morning. I thought you were busy collecting all the... Liam kissed me. Our baby boy stared at us in awe, not understanding what was going on. He ended up sneezing on the both of us. We laughed, not giving a care in the world. Our troubles were solved. What do you think we should name her? Liam asked. I smiled while rolling my eyes. What makes you so sure it will be a girl? Instinct. We could always name her Rumpelstiltskin. I hit him, that's not funny. However, I do think it should start with an R. Perhaps the name Rapunzel. That way when she's young it still sounds cute, but it is also pretty too when she's older. Liam chuckled, cute and cuddly, got to love it. He lifted our son and asked him, what do you think about that, Ed? I bet you'll get to tease her a lot and pull on her braids when you get older. Edward gave his father a happy smile and then a giggle. It made us laugh. The future seemed bright now that we could rest at night without the worry of our son being taken. Of course, that didn't mean I wouldn't set up guards round the clock by his door and by my daughter's when she was born. Plus we weren't the only parents whose children had been threatened. The Princess of Avani had been cursed by a fairy some time ago before I met Liam. The King and Queen of Avani informed us that the princess was in hiding. We also found out the child was condemned to prick her finger on a spinning wheel. Why was it always a spinning wheel? The news didn't help my husband's case against magical beings. However, Edward, our son, grew along with our daughter who had velvet hair just like my mother. Life was grand, and I could only hope it stayed like that for us. I sent my prayers to the Queen of Avani for I couldn't imagine being away from my children. My family is my most precious treasure.